Hello, children. As we started lesson 5, the snake and the mirror of beehive. So, before moving forward, let us have a quick recap. A homeopathic doctor told this story to his friends when they were discussing snakes. He was living in a small rented room as his income was also low, and he was having few clothes in his suitcase, some kurtas, dhoti, vest, and a coat. It was a hot summer night when he came back from a restaurant after having his meal. When he entered the room, he heard some voices which were familiar to him. There was a regular traffic of rats in his room as it was not having ceiling. So he lighted a kerosene lamp on the table as the house was not electrified and made his bed to sleep but could not sleep, so he went outside to the veranda for a little air, but he could not found any air outside, or you can say no wind was blowing. So let us continue now. uh, I went back into the room and sat down on the chair. I opened the box beneath the table and took out a book, the Materia Medica. Now the narrator is saying, when he came back into the room, he just sat down on a chair and opened a box which was kept under the table. He took out a book that was the Materia Medica. I opened it at the table on which stood the lamp and a large mirror. A small comb lay beside the mirror. Now he opened that book on the same table on which that kerosene lamp was kept, and beside that, a large mirror and a small comb was also kept. So one feels tempted to look into a mirror when it is near one. So automatically, when we find a mirror near ourselves, we just want to look into. So I took a look. So the narrator also uh, took a look, or the narrator also looked into the mirror. In those days, I was a great admirer of beauty and I believed in making myself look handsome. So he said that during those days, he was a great admirer of beauty. He loved beautiful things, so he believed that he should also look handsome. I was unmarried and I was a doctor. I felt I had to make my presence felt. So, as he was unmarried and a doctor also, so he thought that he should do something to be noticeable. Make my presence felt mean to be noticeable, that he should be noticed by others. I picked up the comb and ran it through my hair and adjusted the parting so that it looked straight and neat. Now he picked up the comb and ran it through his hair to adjust the parting or division so that it looked straight and neat. Again, I heard that sound from above. Again, he heard that sound which he heard when he entered the room, sound of rat. I took a close look at my face in the mirror. Now he just tried to observe closely his face into the mirror. I made an important decision, and while looking on his face, he just made an important decision. I would shave daily and grow a thin mustache to look more handsome. That in order to look more handsome, he decided to shave daily and to grow thin mustache. I was, after all, a doctor and a bachelor and a doctor. He wants to look handsome because he was bachelor, unmarried male, and a doctor also. So I looked into the mirror and smiled. When he was looking into the mirror, he smiled, and it was an attractive smile. He found his smile very attractive. I made another earth shaking decision. Earth shaking mean very important. Now he made one more, important decision. I would always keep that attractive smile on my face. That whatever the smile he saw in the mirror found it very attractive, he decided to keep that smile on his face forever to look more handsome, so that he would look more handsome. I was, after all, a bachelor and a doctor too on top of it. Again came that noise from above. So he was thinking, after all, he's a bachelor and a doctor. to be a doctor, definitely it is considered as a prestigious occupation. So again came that noise from above. Now again he heard that noise from the above side, you can say. I got up, paced up and down the room. Paced up mean moved. So he got up and started moving here and there in the room. Then another lovely thought struck me. Then one more lovely thought came to his mind. I would get married to a woman doctor who had plenty of money and a good medical practice. So this idea came to his mind that whenever he would get married to a woman doctor who would have lots of money and a good medical practice. She had to be fat for a valid reason. If I made some silly mistake and needed to run away, she should not be able to run after me and catch me. And he was also thinking that his wife would be fat, so that if he would do anything wrong, he would do a silly mistake, she would not be able to run after him and catch him. With such thoughts in my mind, I resumed my seat in the chair in front of the table. So these thoughts were moving in his mind, and then he again sat in that chair which was kept in front of the table. There were no more sounds from above. Now no more sounds were coming. Suddenly there came a dull thud as if a rubber tube had fallen to the ground. But suddenly he heard a thud. Thud mean heavy sound, as if a heavy rubber tube had fallen to the ground. So surely nothing to worry about. So definitely he knew that rats are making that sound, and nothing to worry. Even so, I thought I would turn around and take a look. But after that, even he thought that he should turn and see what was happening there. No sooner had I turned than a fat snake wriggled over the back of the chair and landed on my shoulder. So as soon as he turned behind, a fat snake wriggled. Wriggled means moved fastly on the back of the chair and moved towards the narrator's shoulder. The snake's landing on me and my turning were simultaneous. So whenever that snake was landing on the narrator and he was turning behind, both these actions were at the same time. I didn't jump, I didn't tremble, I didn't cry out. Now this man, he's saying, he didn't do anything. He didn't jump, he didn't tremble, he did not react. There was no time to do any such thing, because there was no time to react. The snake slithered along my shoulder and coiled around my left arm above the elbow. Now what happened? The snake slithered, it moved from the shoulder and coiled, twined his left arm above the elbow. The hood was spread out and its head was hardly 3 or 4 inches from my face. I think it's known to you how a snake spread its hood. So the hood of that snake, it was spread, and the head of that snake was hardly 3 or 4 inches away from his face. It would not be correct to say merely that I sat there holding my breath. So definitely while he was in that position, he might have held his breath. I was turned to stone. He had just become motionless, just like a stone. But my mind was very active. But definitely the mind was active. The door opened into darkness. The room was surrounded by darkness. Outside there was door opened into darkness, mean outside the room there was darkness. The room was also surrounded by darkness. In the light of the lamp, I sat there like a stone image in the flesh. So what to do? He could not go outside because it was dark there, and the room was also dark. Nothing, no way to go, no reaction to do, what to do. So he was sitting there just like a stone image in the flesh, as a human has become a statue, living statue, you can say. So that's all for today. Rest will continue afterwards.